What's up, Kickback Sports Talk? It's July 7th, 2020, and today we're going to be giving our AL and NL shockers of teams who do or do not make the playoffs and teams to be on the lookout for throughout the year.
I feel like my name is Escobar. I go extra hard, extra regular, but I'm upper echelon. Especially with that credit card, I be playing hard. It's like I'm moving weight where I gotta set the bar. And hell no, I ain't playing fair, I had to make it here. Anytime I'm there, I'm watching what you're saying, yeah. Only pair of J's I wear, he was playing it. Retro, let's go. I feel like Esco.
So my AL team who does not make it, and they are projected at 7-1 odds to make the playoffs, are the Houston Astros. The A's and the Angels come out of that division. No one else. Not the Astros. Altuve doesn't have a good year. Verlander doesn't have a good year. The pitching staff's not the same. They just don't make the playoffs. They are getting hit by too many pitches to even play baseball.
No, I agree with that.
I think me and Alex have said enough where it's like we kind of believe in the Astros almost.
That makes sense. I mean, I see where your logic is, but I mean, I don't see the Astros having that much of a decline to where they don't. I mean, they still have tons of talent on their team.
They're absolutely loaded. But, you know, there's been rosters that are loaded. The Nats were loaded for X amount of years, and we finally got a ring last year. You can be a loaded team. If it doesn't click, it doesn't click. I think all this drama gets
the Nats were making the play. I mean, there's a fine line between being a loaded team and not making the playoffs, and then being a loaded team that doesn't make it to win a World Series.
That actually is a very valid point, but it's just my bold prediction. If it happens, I look really smart, and if it doesn't happen, I don't look dumb because everyone else in the
because nobody will know. Nobody will know.
All right, who you got over there, Mickey?
I have my team, the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees are not making the playoffs.
I thought
they're not going to get it going.
Bold prediction.
I am so tired of the way the Yankees roll. For so many years, they need this hot streak that everybody calls for. Anybody on ESPN is always saying, "Oh, the Yankees are coming, they're coming, they're coming." Nah, they'll just sit at like 80 and 80 for like the whole, or 81 and 81 like the whole season, and that'll just be the story. I mean, last year, the year before, exceptions, but I just don't think they'll make it. I don't think they'll get hot in time for that. I just don't think. I think the pitching, just the pitchers getting going in time. I did not like the way Paxton threw last year.
I don't know. The way the schedule is, though, they get to play the Red Sox 10 times. An awful Red Sox team.
That's a pretty intriguing number. But again, there's like a rivalry in that. So that's like a variable that nobody can like. You can't just count the Red Sox out of that series all the time. The Red Sox are going to win. I don't care if the Yankees are the best team in the league. Red Sox are still going to win 3. And it happens every year. Red Sox might be the best team in the league, but the Yankees somehow like put up with that series. Which is one thing you need to always take in consideration. No matter how bad those two teams are, whichever one's better, you always need to put into consideration that rivalry. Because it does have an effect, but no fans this year. So that could also affect it.
No, this is I actually I'm gonna have to agree with Cliff, except I'm not gonna go to as far to say the Yankees won't make the playoffs. My shocker is actually the Tampa Bay Rays will win that division.
Bingo.
The Yankees.
I like that.
With the Yankees getting a wild card, and the reason why I say that is the Rays have 3 guys who could compete for the Cy Young Award. They got Charlie Morton, they have Blake Snell, and before he got hurt last year, Tyler Glasnow was one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Right before he got hurt.
And they caught it just in time. It wasn't anything serious. They held him out for precautions. So I think he'll come back and be good, but they also got a ton of bats. I mean, Austin Meadows, beast, can hit taters. They got Willie Adams at shortstop, but I'm hoping that they move him to third and give Wander a shot this year in the big leagues. I know that.
Dude, I love the only reason I say the Yankees don't make the playoffs. I think the Yankees, the way they make the playoffs is that they're a wild card team. I think the Rays. I think the Rays swamp that division.
I agree.
The Braves.
I think the Rays. If anybody's going to beat the Red Sox 10 games or 9 games, it's going to be the Rays, and I think they're going to beat the. Who are the Rays playing this year?
The Rays projected lineup: it's the Orioles, Red Sox, Rays, Yankees.
And I like that because the Rays are another team that, I don't know, they kind of struggle with the Yankees, but I think that
dude, listen to their projected lineup: Brandon Lowe, Austin Meadows, Yandy Diaz, G-Man Chow, Hunter Renfroe. I don't even know who this designated hitter is. Yashitamo Tsumukamo.
That's a guy they just signed from like Japan or Korea or somewhere.
Okay, and then Willie Adams, Kevin Kiermaier, and Mike.
Kevin Kiermaier.
Yeah, and Mike Zunino.
Mike Zunino.
Yes.
Yeah, they got a ton of power, and I mean it's not a lot of big name guys, but I mean they got a ton of power in that lineup. A ton of guys that can get on base. I think they'll be straight. I mean, even without I know they got rid of Tommy Pham this offseason. He was one of their he's one of their better contact guys, like with getting on base and shit. But
I need Longoria.
I think they'll be beasts. Yeah, dude, they haven't been. I mean, this is like if they had a prime Longoria, like that would be.
Oh my god! Yeah, easily. You need a prime. See, that's like prime third baseman. I feel like they just never get on the right side of like.
Oh my god, dude! If we had a prime David Wright right now, we would be freaking.
I think Rendon. Surprisingly, enough, I think Rendon just got in his prime at the exact right time, where a team has a pitching staff. Like if you have an unbelievable hitter, if you have Arenado, I don't know if he's hit his prime yet. I think he might have. But if you have a player like Arenado, Josh Donaldson, David Wright, Alex Rodriguez, you need a pitching staff with that kind of hitting. If you don't have a pitching staff, that's how you're going to lose because you can't just rely on these guys all the time. They're going to make big plays, but you just need a consistent, keep those runs down. That way they can just hit a grand slam, hit a 3-run home run, and make that game just seem way more wide open.
Yeah,
no, I agree, but I think that goes with with every position. It's not just with a good third baseman.
I'm just saying, as of
a lot of teams miss their primes with not having to get a pitching staff.
Boys, you can hit a home run, but if it's not a dime, did you really hit a home run?
Exactly.
All right, boy, we're gonna hop on over to the NL. My NL team that makes the playoffs over my St. Louis Cardinals is the Milwaukee Brewers. I think Yelich has a huge year, a decent rotation over there with a great closer in Josh Hader. I think the Brewers can be a big contender this year, and the Brewers are always, always, always hot before the All-Star break. Always. And then they cool off right after. You know what? The All-Star break's 10 games in this year. So there's no time to cool off. They can go full steam all 60 games and keep rolling, and the Brewers will
There is an All-Star break this year?
Yeah, I believe it's 9 or 10 games in. So I don't know how that works, but
how does that even happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, the Brewers. I mean, obviously they're going to be tough, but I think only one team is going to go out of the NL Central, and I think that team's the Cubs.
Whoa!
And the only reason why I said one team is going out of the NL Central because I think that the NL East will put 3 teams into the playoffs, being the Mets, the Nationals, and the Braves. I have the Mets as my surprising team. I mean, for obvious reasons. You got Jacob deGrom, best pitcher in baseball. I think they're definitely going to benefit from this universal DH rule, given guys like Yoenis Cespedes and Robinson Cano who have injury history. They don't got to play the field or play as much. They can just.
I think the biggest reason that they're going to make the playoffs in your eyes is because you're a Mets fan.
I mean, I want them to make the playoffs because I'm a Mets fan. But I mean, they got 2 All-Stars in their pitching staff. They got guys that can hit the ball. McNeil batted. I mean, he was top 3 in batting average last year. I think he hit 316, 317 or something. Ahmad Rosario, another guy who can get on base. He hit 379 after the All-Star break last year. If he carries that over, I mean, was once one of the top prospects in baseball. And, I mean, Conforto. I mean, they just got guys who are just getting into their stride like at the perfect time.
That division's going to be good.
I think they're going to carry on that momentum from last year. I mean, they were after the All-Star break last year. I mean, they were one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the NL, like the whole conference after the break. And before the break, if you looked at all the games that they had lost in the 8th or 9th inning by 1 run, if they had just closed out the game like they were supposed to, they would have had the second best record in all of baseball behind the Dodgers.
What they're going to have to do this year. They're going
to have to do it. I mean, there's question marks on their bullpen, but I mean, Familia lost 20 pounds. They signed Betances. Betances has been a guy over on the other side of New York. He's been a beast for years.
I agree. I agree with everything you said.
Edwin Diaz, he's 25 years old. If he could just pitch like everyone expects him to, I mean, they'll be one of the – I mean, they'll be a contender next year, in my opinion.
I agree with everything you say, except I don't think the Nationals go back. I think the Phillies are going to make it as a shocker. I think the Phillies, the Mets, and the Braves all make it. And I just think the Phillies they don't have a great rotation. I just think they have a good enough rotation. And I think if Realmuto can hit, I think if Bryce can hit over 275, if he can I think he'll hit 300 in the 60-game season. But if he can, there you go. They got Kingery. They got a bunch of guys that can put together a decent season and make some noise.
Phillies are young too.
I mean,
and they're young.
I gotta give the Nats the edge over the Phillies. I mean, you got Scherzer and Strasburg.
But the Nats were also 27-33 at 60 games last year, so 6 games below 500.
Yeah,
I mean, Juan Soto. I mean, he was one of those players that was better in the second half of the year. I thought they were going to make the mistake of starting Zimmerman all year at first base, but since he's not playing, I think them getting Thames to play first base.
Zimmerman's not playing.
Zimmerman nor Joe Ross is playing.
Zimmerman opted out.
Yeah, two Nats.
So they're going to get Eric Thames to play first base. He's a freaking monster.
He's not bad. Like, he's honestly really not bad.
Gloves just hits freaking moonshots.
I think he hit he had a bunch of home runs like a couple of years ago in the first 20 games.
When he first came over from Korea.
Yeah.
He started off on a tear.
Yeah,
that guy's yoked too. Like, that guy's yoked.
Monster. And I mean, Victor Robles, he's a great leadoff guy. Soto is another guy who, I mean, if the Nats can put together a good season, I think he could contend for the MVP.
Soto, Trey Turner.
I
love Trey Turner.
Keep on that Trey Turner.
Beast. Yeah, I mean, I think they have better pitching than the Phillies, and then like they have a little bit more firepower on offense.
Sleep on the Trey Turner, baby. Sleep.
Hey, make sure that bobblehead doesn't break his thumb.
It's already broken.
Yeah, facts. He's gonna have to wear the pen. He's gonna have to wear the album mitt.
It looks just like him.
See, that shit is funny.
All
right, team that doesn't make it.
All right, and for my NL team that doesn't make it, we already talked about it. I got the Nationals, 27-33 at 60 games last year. I don't know. Zimmerman not playing first year. That's the Nationals' first ever draft pick.
He's a vet. Young team vet.
Huge loss to the Nationals. Just as a Nationals fan, it hurts me a little bit. You know what? I can actually show you how much it hurts me. I'm going to miss you, Ryan Zimmerman. I'm going to miss you. Who you got over there, Mickey?
I'm going to pick the team that you think is going to make it, the Brewers. Brewers are not making the playoffs.
I agree.
I think Christian Yelich has won the Silver Slugger Award on the worst team in the MLB, on one of the worst teams in the MLB, the Marlins. Like, he's been so good on such a bad team. And I'm not saying that the Brewers are going to be a historically bad team, but I'm just saying that Christian Yelich could put up numbers again, and I just don't think that they're going to have the same transition. Brewers, they're like a mid-market team. They're not a high-market team. They didn't bring anybody like stellar in, did they? Like, I mean, I can't really think of anything. I think Hader's good.
Really, honestly, like, I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna have to contradict what Willett said. I don't even really like their rotation, but I mean, their best pitcher is Woodruff, and he's average. But other than that,
Woodruff, Hauser,
Anderson, kind of
Anderson.
a question mark.
Yeah, but dude, all they do is get to the 8th and 9th inning, and they're good.
But I mean, look at like some of the. I mean, they're gonna have to play against the Cubs. I mean, I don't think the Cubs.
They have to play against Javi. Javi is definitely an MVP runner. Like, he is for sure.
100%. Javi is dangerous every year.
Javi's really dangerous, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on him this year.
I love Javi. I will
always on Paul Goldschmidt, baby.
See, that leads me to my team, who's not going to make it.
Paulie G.
The St. Louis Cardinals. Did they make it last year?
Yes, they made it last year. They lost to the National NLCS.
After last year, they won't even sniff the playoffs this year. I think they're going to finish 4th behind the Reds, the Cubs, and the Brewers.
Get out of here.
Dude, the Reds got a good little team going. They got Bauer. They got Bauer.
They have a good little team that they're building up in Cincinnati. And the Cardinals, I mean, behind Flaherty, their rotation's kind of a question mark.
Wainwright is not playing either, I don't believe.
Wainwright hasn't played since 2013.
Hey. Probably when he was young.
Walker's with New York now.
Walker's not even
in New York.
Walker's on the Mets now.
What?
That was my God, dude! I'm telling you, the Cy Young team is sleeping in the New York bullpen somewhere.
Porcello, Walker, DeGrom.
Dude, just call up the freaking pitching coach and be like, "Yo, who's winning?" I think that's how you figure it out.
Just to bring back Bartolo for one more year, and we have to line up.
That'd be so sick.
Hit one more home run. Hit one more home run.
Yes,
that's all Bartolo needs.
No, but back to the Cardinals. Yeah, there's no shot they're even touching the playoffs. I mean, they have Goldschmidt, but other than that, I mean, I'd go to say their outfield is probably the worst on paper in the league right now.
Definitely is.
They got Harrison Bader.
A bunch of young guys out there.
I don't even know who else is out there.
Yeah, and then we got Colin Wong at second. We got a good.
That's one thing I will give them though, is they have the best probably defensive infield.
Yeah.
In all of baseball, but I mean.
Sure.
That's not going to put any runs on the board. I mean,
is David Freese still a third baseman?
No, it's Matt Carpenter, I believe.
Matt Carpenter.
Oh no, not why would I even say David Freese? He's on the Pirates, right?
He's on the Dodgers, I think.
Yeah, he's on the Dodgers still.
Man, that makes sense. I feel like everybody goes out to LA.
Everyone just thinks he's on the Cardinals because what he did in the 2011 World Series. No one even remembered him after that. So.
Yeah, I mean, he went to the Pirates. It's kind of hard to remember a guy playing baseball in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Where's McCutcheon now again?
Phillies. Oh, the Phillies.
McCutcheon's not healthy yet, though. McCutcheon's
he tore his ACL. I don't think he's old. He's old. He's pretty much rolling around in that center field on a wheelchair.
I mean, they could have him. He could hit DH this year. I mean, you got the universal DH. So
yeah, I mean, definitely
universal DH. I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan. I mean, like I said, like being with the Mets and the Mets, I mean, Robinson Cano and Cespedes, those guys have gotten hurt every year for the past 4 years. Giving them that extra rest and not letting them play the field, it's just going to give me more games for them.
Did everything.
Did you guys see the extra inning rule?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
They're going to do what the minor league baseball did last year, where they put the runner on second if they go into extra innings. So 10th inning. Runner on second, bro. That's when I think really good NL teams. I think sometimes NL teams kind of get carried by some pitching, some like pitchers hitting. I think now if you have a pitcher coming up, it's going to be a guy like a DH in the 4th spot, and he's going to knock him in. One base hit up the middle. That's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to speed up the game of baseball, so I think overall that's good for the game of baseball.
Thanks for listening to today's episode, everybody. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on that post notification bell so you can check out when our next episode is uploaded to YouTube. We also have a Kickback Sports podcast on Spotify available. Make sure to go give that a like and check it out as well. Always find a way to get my own. Jim Beheim, I'm in my zone. All day, always, yeah. All day, always, yeah. Ahora, Pablito, ¿me puedes oír? Ay, Pablito.
Solo soy yo, estoy aquí, por favor. Pablito.